pseudo name Jack Stone, but the title is The Great Delusion of the 21st Century. That's it.
He said he's got a whole section on me in there somewhere.
I just flipped to a random page. This is page 87, middle of the page. What is the best proof that Earth is rotating? Gem Panda quote: I do not know. Baynessa Shill, a Foucault pendulum, Bob's gyroscope. Left lane, South Celestial Pole, Zanuck, Foucault pendulum, movement of stars, da da da. He went on and on about Zanuck, Kosho. There's a lot of different things. Each piece of data separately combined. This is the same thing, collecting evidence. Ed, I don't even know what that is. Mole Man, Vinder, Solaris,
Oh, Ed, I know who it is. That's
Ram,
hilarious.
Ruhif. You got Chemo in here. Montreal. Ball Lives Matter. Oh, Jeremy, here we go. Here's my quote.
Durr.
Here's my quote. They have some evidence. Pendulum Coriolis weighs different at different latitudes. Weight change at different latitudes. It is affirming the consequent evidence. Very well said, Data. Mackey, Albee. I don't know what that is. Witsit. The Michelson and Gale experiment, but it does not pick up the revolution around the sun.
Telling me this guy didn't get a Dice Low quote in there?
Tons of quotes. Yeah, you ain't even on his radar, bro. You're not
That's
in
how I
this
know
at
that
all.
book's worthless.
You're not even in this at all, bro. Here's another page with mad quotes on it. Hold on. Let's see if you're in this batch of quotes. Maybe you were out sick that day. Hold on. Do you think there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? Oh, okay, here we go. Southern Israelite. I did a video on that years ago. There's no evidence, and the video's up or fakes. Nathan Oakley, there's no 24-hour sun. Antarctica sun. Merlin, that is a conundrum. Gleam, imagine a lampshade in between. It's a mirroring effect. The star patterns are flipped because of refraction. Gleam was referring to the caustic cup example of light. Cleary, I haven't been there myself, but show me the evidence. Bandsaw, I have not seen it. Adam Meakin, show it to me because all the videos online are questionable. If it was a ball, we would have a matching sun. Angles in the south, and we don't. Gin, spelled Gin, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about there. Clearly, the Earth is not a spherical ball. If they've been down for so long, why are there no videos? Don Geo, there would be no reason to fake a video. When you fake it, there must be a reason. Dice,
Rest in
you're
peace,
in it.
Don Gio.
You're in it. Hold on. This is you right here, and you spelled your name Die slowly.
Son of a bitch.
He got you in there as Die slowly. You said if the sun isn't setting, then it would mean the sun is moving. What the fuck? Dude, that's
Bro, I
the
never
dumbest
said that.
quote in the whole book.
Yeah, I never said that.
It's the stupidest shit.
I'm
What does that even mean?
I'm suing this son of a bitch, bro.
You said, and I quote, Die slowly. If the sun isn't setting, then it would mean that the sun is moving. If it's not setting, then the sun's moving.
Yeah, that's horrible, bro.
What does
I'm
that
pretty
even
upset about
mean?
this.
You got the
I
worst
don't know.
quote in the whole book.
Yeah, it's terrible. I agree, 100%. It's a horrible quote. I don't ever recall saying that. I can not confirm nor deny.
Wow, bro, there's a lot of shit in here from us. Oh, here's another one. Ready?
Yep.
I can't believe you put your name as Die slowly. That's fucking hilarious. What's the question here? Hold on, let me run it back. Best proof for a flat Earth. Ready? We see too far. That was from Paul. I don't know what Paul. Glowy Schizo. There is no geometric horizon. Oh, here you are again. Here we go. Die slowly. I have outlined the best proof for Operation Broken Compass. I feel this needs to be done. Essentially, traveling in a straight path. If we were in a sphere, we would be coming back to one spot we started. Would not happen on a flat plane.
Shouts out to Operation Broken Compass.
I've heard you say that, something like that. There's a lot of grammatical errors in here. Zinder, the most obvious one. It looks flat. Chemo, it measured flat. It measured flat. Like, come on, fucking data. You didn't have anyone proofread this, dude? I would have done it for free. The higher you go, the more land you see. It's a combination. No one measures curvature. No one's measured curvature. Don, there is no proof that I've seen. Montreal, the earth is not flat. Oh my God, it's gay. Ball lives matter. No. Dane, but gold, the Bible. Jeremy, the distances we can see, fluid dynamics of water. I had a lot more stuff than that. You obviously did not have enough space in this book to put all my flat earth proof in. Albi, water, attitude, indicator, in an airplane. Scott Mackey, there is none. Kosha, the best evidence is when you see beyond the rate of curvature, but that's if you do not understand refraction. Bacon, I don't think there's proof for everything. I think the most convincing one is the black swan. Witsit. He spelled Witsit. Wits, then a separate word it, then a separate word gets, then a separate word it. The lack of measurement of curvature. Lemon bird. Laser test and long lens infrared images. Dallas Dave, horizontal is balance. All right, Dallas Dave, horizontal is balance. Zanuck, the claim you see too far. Well, I might actually read this. Oh, he's got a whole chapter on me. Oh, no, it's Jesus. I thought I said Jeremy. I may actually read this, Data. You're in it, die slowly. Chikey's in here. You spelled Zanuck. I don't know if that's a one-time typo or if that's how we spelled it each time. I didn't notice earlier. Oh, it was a one-time typo. Come on, Data, man. This is embarrassing. Slow you there.
I was thinking just call him Lee.
Issa, you ain't in Data's book at all.
I'm too real, bro. Dark polarity is too much for the system, bro.
I'm
Yeah.
just waiting to use that one.
Hey, did you see the fucking quote I got for us? Dog. You didn't see it, did you? Hold on,
What
man.
quote?
I'll post it for you.
Just
I'll
read
post
it,
it.
bro. Just read
It's
it.
the it's an excerpt from Victor Dodovsky's book. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Hold on. It's called The Enigma of Dark Polarity, a new perspective on light and Earth's perceived shape. For centuries, humanity has gazed upon the Earth. I gotta get somebody ice cream. I'll be back.
You got to tell what it is and what it do.
Just a placeholder. It makes light bend down or up. It makes everything appear lower than it actually is most of the time.
Well, there you go. Fixes it.
All right, I'm gonna try to get away with reading
Like
this book.
he's making like a joke about dark matter.
Check it out. Check it out. It's not a joke. It's dead serious. Just as serious as dark matter. Hold on. So,
Exactly.
for centuries, humanity has gazed upon the Earth and marveled at its apparent sphericity, a shape deduced from ships vanishing over the horizon, the curved shadow of our planet during lunar eclipses, and more recently, images captured from space. Yet, what if this perception is an elaborate illusion, a trick of light manipulated by a mysterious force hitherto undetected? In this essay, we propose the existence of a novel phenomenon termed dark polarity and explore its hypothetical role in bending light to create the illusion of a spherical Earth, while the true shape of our world remains something entirely different. There's more, too. I can fucking go on. Yeah, man, check it out. Um, Alrighty, so what the fuck? The fuck did that go? All right. So, I'm gonna be pissed. Hold on 1 second, dude. Okay, yeah, there it goes. The nature of dark polarity. Okay, the nature of dark polarity. Dark polarity is hypothesized to be an elusive force or field that interacts with electromagnetic radiation, particularly visible, particularly visible light, in, particularly visible light in ways that defy our current understanding of physics. Unlike gravity, which bends light through space-time curvature as described by Einstein's general relativity or refraction, which alters light's path through changes in medium density, dark polarity operates through an intrinsic manipulation of photon behavior. It is neither a particle nor a wave in the conventional sense, but rather a pervasive property of space itself, possibly tied to the enigmatic dark energy that accelerates the universe's expansion. This force is termed dark not because it is inherently malevolent or opaque, but because it eludes direct detection by traditional instruments. Its polarity refers to its ability to impose a directional bias on light, effectively polarizing photons in a manner that distorts their apparent origin and trajectory. If such a force exists, it could systematically alter how we perceive distant objects, including the horizon and celestial bodies, leading to a grand optical illusion, the illusion of sphericity. Consider the classic evidence for Earth's roundness. A ship sailing away disappears bottom first as it crosses the horizon. This observation, combined with the Coriolis effect and photographic evidence from space, has cemented the globe model in scientific consensus. However, dark polarity offers an alternative explanation. Imagine that this force envelops the Earth in a gradient field, strongest near the surface and weakening with altitude. As light from the ship travels towards an observer, dark polarity bends the photon's path through a gravitational lensing or atmospheric refraction alone, but through an intrinsic deflection induced by this field. This bending would create a pseudo horizon where objects appear to drop out of sight if obscured by a curve, even if the Earth were flat or possessed a radically different geometry, such a vast irregular plane or a concave basin. The gradient of dark polarity could mimic the expected curvature of a sphere, with the effect intensifying over distance. With an observer at sea level, the ship's base would vanish first, while its mast lingered, perfectly replicating the visual signature of a globe without requiring one. Celestial deceptions and atmospheric interactions. Dude, you want me to continue or what?
Yeah, where did that come from? What's the source of it? Has it got any citations?
Um, well, it's a hypothesis. So it's from Victor Dodovsky.
So did I hear correctly that what you just read suggests, you said it a couple of times, that the observation alone does suggest sphericity?
Yes. So, like, you guys may be right in trusting your senses and thinking that it's, you know, going over horizon, but it actually would be just the effect of dark polarity.
You might get some flack from your own side on that one.
What's that?
So you might get some flack from your own side on that one.
Well, no, because that's like, I mean, it's like what you refer to as, I mean, we've always referred to it as refraction. You guys always refer to it as obstruction due to the Earth's curvature. And then on top of that, you guys propose that shit's coming over the fucking back of the horizon because of refraction, which is fucking weird. But like, I mean, we would both, and I think this is the thing about even, just cosmology, flat Earth, whatever, is that I think we're experiencing the same thing and putting the reasons behind why it happens in different, you know, that's the speculation, is why it happens.
Well, arguably, but it seems like an uphill battle for me just to get an admission that it looks like a sphere.
Well, I think that's the case is because people are so dead. It's like us trying to convince you that it looks like it's flat. A lot of flat earthers are just convinced, and as I have been in the past, even, is that this is so evidently just refraction and just the inverse square law and just Rayleigh's criterion and all these kind of things that are deducible and replicable. And we've tried to say that that's what this is, and we don't see it any other way. And you guys say no, it has to be sphericity that says that, and you don't see it any other way. And then
Well,
people say,
before we
oh,
even get to that part, like I can grant you all of that. Like we can talk about any of those things, but before we even get there, like does it look flat or does it look like a sphere?
well, does it not
We can
present
talk why it
itself?
looks one way or the other.
Well, this is where my argument I'm questioning has always originated from, with the idea that does the Earth present can we not agree that the Earth presents itself as flat?
Well,
Do
that's
you
the
agree?
question. I
Do you
would
agree
say
can you
I
agree
don't
to
agree
that
with that.
sentiment?
No.
See, and that's what I'm trying to, like, and what I'm saying to you is that you guys in the anti-flat Earth movement have left the academia. Like, you're in your own branches of science when you guys say shit like that, because academia, in fact, like, what blows me away is when people bring in celestial navigation and shit. Because if you look up any video about how to use a sextant, how to navigate, and every fucking one of them, and especially, well, ever since 2015, they always say, well, you have to imagine that the Earth is flat, and then they do a 5-minute lecture about how the Earth isn't actually flat. But in order to learn the basics of the system that you're then going to use, you have to imagine that the Earth is flat. But then they're going to tell you that
Sure. So
despite
there's
imagining the Earth is flat, the Earth's really a globe, and why it's a globe, and all the rest of the shit.
Where does it
yeah, but
say
you
that?
understand those are
I'm saying if you look up any fucking navigational book or any navigational, what look like the American Practical Navigator, who talks about how, like, they admittedly, like, the ancients, like, all of this stems from flat earthers and people that, and this is why even in those books they say the Earth appears to be flat, but it's not. So my thing is that, like, if all these academics can agree that the Earth presents itself as flat, then we can all agree maybe
well.
that,
Hang
like,
on.
your argument.
I'm
Hold
not,
on, hold
go
on
ahead.
one second. Your argument could be, like, your argument really could be that it's too big, it looks flat, but it's not, and that would be a genuine position. But and it would comport with academia. It's only in
Yeah,
recent
but those
years
are
that you
two
guys
different
have
things.
left the fucking ballpark with your own. It looks curved. It looks curved. Like, that's brand fucking new in the
No, no,
face of
no.
history.
To be very, very clear and very
Yeah,
specific,
yeah.
I have no problem with the statement it looks flat, but it presents itself as flat is very different. How it presents itself is with a multitude of measurements and multiple observers. So a single observer, the horizon, sure, it looks flat. I have no problem with that statement. But how it presents itself, if you take into consideration multiple observers, is not flat.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by multiple observers. Every observer is going to witness, like, like a flat thing, and this is, like, agreed upon in academia and in fucking, like, back when, before people lost their minds about flat Earth. Like, people could easily concede the fact that the Earth presented itself as flat. In fact, it's why the people thought the Earth was flat. And then they talk about Columbus, and they talk about how fucking science figured out that it's actually not flat because of all this shit. But the point is like, it
Didn't talk about
presented itself
Columbus.
as flat. It's only through the advancements of sciences, allegedly, that you figured out that the Earth is a globe, except other than
Well,
astronomical
Aristotle
hypothesis.
long before that. Well, Aristotle figured it out long before that, but when I say
This
presents
must be.
itself,
He
like
also thought
every
he also thought
individual.
worms like came out of the mud, dude. He
Come
thought
on,
worms like inanimate
you're not
matter.
letting him speak. You're not letting him
All right.
speak.
Yeah, just real quick. I think when I say multiple observers, every individual observer has their personal horizon. They have their, you could call it a personal dome of vision if you like. I don't like that term, but whatever. But you take two different observers looking at the orientation of the face of the moon, for example. You can't put those two observations together on a flat Earth. That's what I mean when I say the Earth presents itself as round. Whatever the cause, whatever's making that happen, you can call it dark polarity or whatever the reason, we can talk about that. But I would just say that the presentation of that data work is at least trying very hard to trick us into thinking it's round.
Forgive me, brother. I'm like in the middle of a bunch of different shit. If you could just summarize.
I was saying, I got to go in a couple minutes as well. I was just saying that like multiple observers together, you put two people looking at the moon at distance, they're going to see the orientation of that thing differently, which only makes sense on a globe. So whatever is the
Yeah, no,
cause of
but
it, you call it dark polarity or whatever the reason, the world seems to be trying very hard to trick us into thinking it's a globe.
well, I mean, like again, like you have to go to the moon to make this to come to any conclusion about the sphericity of Earth. And like all I'm saying is that the Earth itself presents itself as flat. To
For individual observers. Sure.
for every observer that's looking anywhere, it's still when they. I mean, I don't know what you're
Not a
trying like. Are you trying to create like a meta experience out of three observers? You know what I mean? Like all I'm
no,
just
just
trying to
to
say.
map them onto the same system. And to do that, I seem to require a globe.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to be looking at the stars in order to fucking come to the conclusion. And all I'm saying is that, like, from each
Yeah,
perspective,
that's fine.
even the meta perspective, it's gonna look flat where they're all like watching the Earth from. Like everyone,
Yeah,
like
but
and I can agree. Sure. How about this? If you want to start talking about the moon and the stars, yes, sure. That's what grants you your sphericity at all. But the Earth is completely void of like if you were to use the Earth, it will not fucking show itself unless you combine it to the thing above it, which is a whole
Or,
nother
or,
argument than what I'm
I
getting at.
or
disagree.
you map the whole ruddy thing out, and then it won't fit without rips, tears, or distortions on a flat surface.
Well, have you heard about dark polarity?
All the Globers are just snarling, heaving, waiting for this to happen.
Yeah, where's this map without any distortions, rips, tears, or boundaries?
Well, actually, we were just reading through dark polarity. Would you like me to continue?
What's that got to do with cartography?
Well, the idea of the misconception of your cartography based on the use of the stars would be directly relevant to fucking the existence of dark matter or dark
Carto-
polarity. Forgive me.
Cartography is an exercise wholly in measurements. Where's the misconception in that?
Wholly in measurements, like between the distances, and how do they mark their distances when
Yeah.
they make those measurements? Do they not use the fucking stars when they do it?
No, not always. They can do plain surveying of vast continents without once referring to the stars. Did you not know that?
Yeah, no, no. How? That's why I asked you. How are they doing that? How are they marking their position from their fucking starting point to their ending point?
Well, they're using trigonometry, aren't they, to do it, basically?
Right, based of well, like I mean, I don't know. They're always going to find level, and they're always going to operate off of that. If they're using the land, they're never going to find curvature. The only thing that's going to show you any kind of sphericity of the Earth is its relationship to the stars.
Well, that's not really speaking true, but yeah, carry on with that rhetoric. But that's got nothing to do with land-based cartography, is it? Map making, surveying. Surveying doesn't. In fact, when they're surveying across the surface and working out the topology and distance between objects, to some extent, the changes in elevation between these places doesn't matter at all.
Let me say that, like, sea level could just be a level plane, and our even use of cartography. I'm just trying to determine even for myself. I'm kind of curious how some of that would lay out. And you know, I just find it all I'm arguing for, and I'm actually not even anti-globe anymore as much as I used to be. But all I'm trying to do is like have at least get us back to reasonable things. Like I actually think if you guys gave up boats going over the curve of the earth, like I could more readily accept the globe. But you guys will never give that up, and I think that is something that's weird to me, and I think it can be explained away easily by refraction.
Well, the moment someone draws some diagrams and equations showing the refraction needed to half conceal something on a flat plane from another observation on the flat plane, I'll start listening. Otherwise, I'm tired of people just saying it's probably refraction. No diagrams, no geometry, no maths. Round and round and round saying, oh, the thing's just as big as a refraction.
Well, like how about the video footage from like Phuket Word, who like shows like the miraging effects, like and how that affects like your opinion about something off in the distance. So like we have evidence for our beliefs. You guys don't have any fucking evidence for curvature other than postulations and fucking adding R to the fucking math. Dude.
Jesse,
You've made
path
no
of light.
observation. You've made no observations of anything on the horizon. Sunset.
If you're going to use a
sunrise.
theodolite for anything, if you're going to use a theodolite for anything, you're retarded, dude.